Are you always on the lookout for the best deal? Do you communicate well with all kinds of people? Are you good with details? If this sounds like you, then you may be in the market to consider a career as a purchasing agent. Purchasing agents buy goods, materials, supplies, and services. They ensure these purchases meet their organization's needs. To do this, they consider quantity, quality, availability, and price. They also assess supply chains for risk and plan or adjust for any expected supply shortfalls. We spoke to a purchasing agent working in Alberta to get the goods on this fast-paced career.
Hi, my name is Josh and I'm a purchasing agent. A purchasing agent is really responsible for buying materials or contracting services in order to keep a business running. You deal with everything from materials at the raw stage all the way to the end product with the customer. You'd either work in the public sector, which would be your federal and your provincial government, or your local school board or your municipality, or you could go into the private sector, which would be more of your privately owned construction companies or manufacturers or tech businesses. For the most part, it's a very office-based job. You need a computer and a phone and you're pretty much good to go. But we also have on-site buyers, so you might be working directly on a construction site or on a plant, depending on what your company does for work. It looks like it's a bunch of concrete accessories. You're kind of like the focal point for a lot of different teams. So while you're strapped to your desk a lot of the day, you're also dealing with a bunch of different groups. My duties are to keep a project moving, whether that's ordering them materials or finding them a service provider to perform certain work out on site. Other responsibilities of the job would be providing production schedules and keeping in touch with the end users, identifying risks for any potential orders or services, as well as arranging on the logistics side of things and paying for trucking and customs and duties. And then I guess step number 2 would be, I would say some skills and characteristics for the job would be the ability to be adaptable and kind of change with your environment. Negotiations, that's a huge part of the job, as well as being able to work with different types of people. When do you need the steel and lumber by? Communication is key, especially on big priority contracts or orders. You don't want to let any details slip. It's a laptop. We're definitely very extroverted. We like to go and talk with our colleagues, run problems past them, bounce things off each other. It's a very team-based role.
I do have quite a bit of...
Your hours typically would be a Monday to Friday, but that being said, that can change on a whim. And from time to time, you might have to work long hours due to a specific deadline, or you might end up having to deal with a supplier across the globe, and now all of a sudden you're taking meetings at 3 a.m. to get an order done. There's a lot of different paths to becoming a purchasing agent. For the most part, I would say you need some sort of university college degree in business or supply chain, and then for a more advanced role, a professional designation. Certain employers might also like you to have some industry knowledge as well to go with that education. For example, if you were going to work for a chemical supplier, you might have some education in chemistry. Purchasing agents who might want to work for the government may choose to join the National Institute of Governmental Purchasing. Certification in public procurement is offered by the Universal Public Procurement Certification Council. Certification lasts around 5 years and can be maintained through continuing education. It definitely takes a lot of time and effort, but it's definitely a super rewarding career. There's so many different directions you can take, especially in purchasing, so I would say there's never a better time to try it. For myself, the most satisfying aspect of the job is being able to help other groups work towards a collective goal. Knowing that by performing in my role and ensuring that the project gets everything that they need and that they're able to execute the work in the field is where I get the most fulfillment.
To buy into being a purchasing agent, you must be a great communicator and have excellent memory and recall skills. The ability to research purchasing options and make effective decisions is a must. If you are methodical, adaptable, and organized, you could negotiate your way into a career as a purchasing agent. Procure the details of this occupation, including training requirements and salary ranges, in the occupational profile on the ALICE website. While you're there, check out some related occupations, including customs broker, retail and wholesale buyer, and traffic manager. Explore the possibilities. Go to alice.alberta.ca.